Hello, my name is Owen Welsh, and today I will be talking about and analyzing an article called Body Ritual Among the Nacirema by Horace Minor. In this article, Horace Minor describes what he says are rituals within the American culture. These rituals are described in a way that could come across as brutal, unnecessary, and very unintelligent. By using different names and describing these practices from an outside point of view, Minor can shift the point of view of those reading and make it seem like the American culture is very odd and gruesome. My initial reaction to the article was shocked. When I first read the article with the class, I thought that the tribe that was being described was like some ancient civilization. The way that the tribe is portrayed, you would think that it was from like 1,000 years ago or something like that. When all he is describing is everyday hygienic activities like brushing your teeth or taking your vitamins or showering or going to the bathroom. The article also refers to dentists as holy mouth men and describes dentistry as a brutal kind of torture where they like open up holes in your mouth and put like magical dust in them. Very interesting use of satire there. This is a ritual. There is a ritual that is celebrated by a tribe of people every year near the end of winter. This ritual involves a large group of people gathering in a town called Punxsutawney. There, everyone watches a small mammal come up from one of its burrows in the ground. If the animal can see its shadow, then it will retreat into its den, and winter will continue for another 6 weeks. If the animal can see its shadow, or if the animal doesn't see its shadow, then winter will end early. This is known in American culture as Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day is a well-known holiday that takes place in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania every year on February 2nd. The real question is it effective? Does it work? Well, statistically, Groundhog Day doesn't work. It's not true. But according to Stormfact's Weather Almanac, Phil, the groundhog, is right only 39% of the time. So this draws the question, why even bother celebrating this tradition if it is proven to be incorrect? Well, this tradition has been used in American culture since 1887, with the groundhog predicting the weather 127 times. 84% of these predictions were for a longer winter. There are only 11 times where the prediction was not recorded or the groundhog didn't show up. Groundhog Day was really never a huge holiday. The only people who would attend the ceremony were locals who lived nearby and had nothing else to do, until the movie Groundhog Day was released on February 12, 1993. This movie revolves around a reporter who is in Pennsylvania for Groundhog Day. Once the day ends, he wakes up the next morning and he realizes that it is still Groundhog Day. This movie was extremely popular due to the main character being played by Bill Murray, who is also the main character in the blockbuster film Ghostbusters. Groundhog Day would usually have about 5,000 spectators on average, but the next year after the movie was released, there were over 35,000 people at the celebration. Nowadays, the events will usually have about 30,000 people in Punxsutawney and millions watching it on live television. From the outside point of view, this celebration could be seen as some kind of cult. I mean, it would be strange to just see a bunch of people gathered around like a groundhog, seeing what it's going to say and like trying to guess what it's going to say and, all that. And trusting that this groundhog is going to be correct and giving you if winter's gonna last longer, if it's not. But yeah, this tradition is not really all that important in our lives because now we have like weather and what are they called? Weather people. But the tradition and the history of the holiday make it iconic to most Americans. According to an article called Yin Yang, A Perspective on Culture, based on the indigenous Chinese philosophy of yin yang, I conceptualize culture as possessing inherently paradoxical value orientations, thereby enabling it to embrace opposite traits of any given cultural dimension. So, in conclusion, the article can make you look at things a lot differently, and it shows that perspective is important when it comes to judging other cultures and their traditions. Everyone should respect and attempt to understand why people might do things that they do, especially if it is part of their tradition. Thank you. Goodbye.